the Boxall National Championship between Queensland and South Australia. I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me, Simon Ginting. Simon, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. It's a real pleasure to be here. I'm excited to see both teams play. Hopefully all players are pretty rested. We had a few tight players in the DeFreeze tournament yesterday who just literally came up and dressed for the game. So
Certainly did. Now in this morning's action, New South Wales took on Victoria. And what was the result of that game, Simon?
it was 2-0, but it was almost 3-0. There was a goal that went in, but it was deemed to go in after the buzzer. And it was a surprisingly really close game, actually, and it only went to 2-0 because of the late empty netter. So exciting game.
So New South Wales taking the chocolates there.
Yes.
So just having a look at the rankings pre-tournament. And we have Victoria against South Australia. Lots of these players I'm familiar with via the ADub. South Australia are ranked 3 and Queensland are ranked 5 pre-tournament. So we'll see how they go. Lots of familiar names, a few unfamiliar names as well that have come up the ranks, but we'll get to know very well over the next few days.
Absolutely. Certainly excited to see some of these players. I've seen a couple of players in previous DeFreeze tournaments and really commend themselves well. So I'm excited to see them play at this high level.
So South Australia in red and Queensland in their maroon and white. So their first game of the tournament. So I'm excited to see how both of these teams go. It's early at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, but no stranger to early morning hockey in women's hockey, that's for sure.
If you play hockey, you're pretty used to early morning hockey.
Early morning, late night.
Yeah.
So the final stages of warm-up. Queensland will be defending the Pepsi end, and the other end will be defended by South Australia. Lots of hockey over here. This is one of 4 national tournaments running together at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium over the next 9 days. We saw DeFree getting underway yesterday, and some more DeFree action coming up this afternoon and this morning. So lots of hockey action. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Thank you to Dawn Watt and Rob Dushman for their commentary this morning. I was watching on the way in and having breakfast and watching what was going on in that game as well. So it was good to see lots of excellent hockey action. So the final stages of warm-up. So Queensland carrying 2 goalies, Imogen Perry and Katie Mayer. And for South Australia, Amelia Knight and Danielle Cavalesri. So we'll see which goal gets a start. And in these tournaments, Simon, managing your players and managing the fatigue of your players is very, very important, especially the goalies.
Absolutely. If it's like anything like yesterday's game, all the goalies are going to get a lot of work. Some outstanding goalies in their DeFreeze tournament, so I expect no less at the Boxall.
So here we go, just looking on screen at South Australia, just moments away from action. So just the final few moments for the team just to gather as one complete unit before they go off in their separate directions. There's Queensland.
So it looks like Queensland are going with Imogen Perry in goals.
So Imogen Perry in net for Queensland.
And Amelia Knott for South Australia.
So Imogen Perry for Queensland, Amelia Knott for South Australia in their respective nets. So Queensland running with Brown and also Mahoney amongst others. Are taking the face off Langevin, and we're underway. Aris with the puck early. Trapino, air swing. Back into neutral. South Australia looking to go onto the attack, but it's Mahoney early. Entering the zone now, South Australia on the left-hand side. Early shot on Perry. Queensland looking to get it out of their own defensive end. Zamboni corner. Wrap chuck of the Katrina variety. Trapino. Zamboni corner. Cleared out by Amanda Dixon, or trying to clear it out is Dixon in the corner. 2-on-1. Mahoney comes in to lend a hand. Back for Katrina Rapchuk now, leaving the zone for Queensland. Back into neutral ice, crossing all the lines herself, getting sent wide. And puck goes around the back of the net. It's left now for Brown for Queensland. Abby Brown, the Queensland skipper, centering and not called into action early on the left-hand post.
Excellent pass into the front of the slot, and more importantly, they had a Queensland player right in the space. But South Australia were just able to knot it up and give it a bit of time.
Well done, Simon.
That was an unintentional pun there. Sorry, folks.
It's catching on, Simon. Working with me, I'll do that to you. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland to the left-hand side of Knott. Fired in from distance, not on target. Into skate high corner. Lunn with the puck briefly for South Australia. Queensland on the attack. They've got players in the slot. Goonan firing from distance. South Australia should be able to clear it out of the slot now by Bedell, and they do. Lunn getting around a couple, entering the zone, trying to connect. Queensland in possession though. Cleared out by Brophy, but only as far as Lunn. Lunn does a good job of keeping it in. Deflected wide by Perry into the corner. Zamboni corner. Brophy goes wide. Goonan chasing the puck. Helped by Barbaugh. Kept in the zone. Now out of the zone. Back into neutral ice. Ruffino. Here's Watts. Getting around one for Queensland. Just happy to dump it in and coming off for a change. South Australia with possession. Gavin. South Australia clearing it out. Oh, great stick work there by Mahoney. Mahoney dangerous, gets a shot on too. Good save there by Knott. Fired in. No action required, and that Simon will come back for icing.
Excellent play. I was almost about to say that was a textbook breakout for South Australia, but unfortunately it got intercepted by the Queensland player. So coming from the D to the wing to the centre.
So Mahoney will take the face-off for South Australia. For Queensland, rather. South Australia trying to get out of the defensive zone. Mahoney combining with Brown early. Mahoney, cafe corner. No, she's got wheels. Using the wall, trying to find someone in the support, but couldn't. Could only find Trapino. Shot goes wide. No action required there by Knott. The puck just pinballing around the back of the South Australian net. South Australia hemmed in here by Queensland. Here's Brown leaving the puck behind. Frustrated with herself as she left the puck behind. Brought out of the zone by Mahoney. Back to neutral ice. Mahoney quite happy just to smash it in and come off for a change. South Australia, Simon, really need to get out of this end.
Yeah, they're certainly being trapped by Queensland with lots of full checking pressure.
That was tapped on the other side of the red line, so we'll come back again for South Australia for icing. So they were looking to come off, but unfortunately just the wrong side of the red line.
It just signifies how much pressure Queensland are putting on them. South Australia just needed to take that couple of extra steps to get over the red line, and they'd be safe to dump it.
Attacking zone safe face-off for South Australia. Now South Australia should be able to clear the zone and get a line change. Natoris attacking the puck now. Back to neutral ice. Flung in by Ruffino. And that'll come back for Goonan. Goonan, Zamboni corner. Battling against Barber. Brophy. Back to Ruffino. Firing. Deflected in front. Mulhana. It was on target and the deflection took it off target. Zamboni corner. Kept in by South Australia. Back to neutral ice we go. Gavin bumped off the puck. Queensland with it briefly. Nice pass taken on the stick by Nat Ayres again. Firing. Imogen Perry holds and saves on the left-hand post.
Some beautiful sequence from South Australia. Just sending it deep from the blue line. They really, few shifts where they've been able to do that quite effectively and just keep the pressure on.
So an attacking zone face-off for South Australia. So they'll be able to hopefully spend a bit of time down here. 0-all, 10:49 remaining in the first period. Queensland full of running. Rapchuk goes down a couple of lines. Centering, tapped on. Millie Lee was so close. The deflection didn't have the direction. South Australia on the counter-attack now. Pass in the slot, looking for Lunn. Couldn't find her in the end. And Queensland will be able to clear it out their right-hand side. Left for Trapino. South Australia trying to clear it out closest to their bench. Queensland, Simon, have done a really good job of holding them down here. It's back now for Dixon up against Harris. Dixon orbiting around her own net. Finds nobody in the end. And that will come back for icing.
Just a little bit heavy on that push. Just mispowering it and just running it down for the icing.
If the pass comes off, it's a great pass.
Yes. It feels like the game has evened up a fair bit there, whereas all Queensland at the start.
So South Australia attacking zone face off to the right-hand side of Perry. Queensland looking to get out of there as soon as they can. An air swing there by Bettle. And here's Mahoney again. Lights and sirens on. Mahoney centering, nobody in the slot. McMahon there on the left-hand side. Mahoney was off to the races. South Australia working it out of the defensive end back into neutral ice. Cross ice pass for Gurnan off the skates. Gurnan, Zamboni corner. Finds McMahon near the Queensland bench. Neutral ice. Here's Brown. Brown with an opportunity. Now Brown will get it on a stick as she crosses the blue line, dumping it in, sending Mahoney for a chase. South Australia working it out of their own end. Gavin now with it. Contact up against the boards. Brown. Puck just comes into Queensland's attacking zone very briefly. Fired in by McMahon in towards Cafe Corner. An opportunity to change. South Australia working their right-hand side. Sending Brophy for a chase up against Crafter. Left-hand side for Queensland. Battle up against the boards. Multana. Queensland should be able to clear it out. Risky cross-ice pass here. South Australia, Nat Ayres taking advantage or trying to take advantage. Centering pass, but Queensland are there in the slot. Cleared out by Brophy. We'll come back now for South Australia in the neutral ice. Here's an opportunity for Multana on the left-hand side. Firing, good save by Perry. South Australia, Simon, really needed somebody in the slot to take advantage of that minor rebound, but Perry had it under control.
Yeah, yes, they definitely do need that lovely cross-ice pass from Ayres to open up that exposed Queensland on the left-hand side.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Women's hockey, it's great to be back. Attacking zone face-off for South Australia. Here's some open ice for Abby Brown. Brown off to the races, got Mahoney, but we have a whistle. Hooking the call, penalty box door will be opening. So this is an interesting one. Queensland were actually in possession. Abby Brown was off to the races with Courtney Mahoney for company. And while in possession, they've picked up a hooking penalty, so South Australia are going to the power play.
Yes, that's certainly an unusual penalty. I did think that Halloum did a great job putting pressure on to try and stop that rush.
So South Australia on the power play. 7:52 on the big clock. 2 minutes on the small clock. Puck will eventually leave the face-off circle. Aris walking the blue line, firing from distance off the iron and so close to being South Australia 1-0. Perry saved there by the post. Multana circling. Gavin firing. Pushed aside there by Perry. Kept in the zone there by Gavin. Shot fired by Multana. Back now for Gavin. Gavin gets around a couple. Entering the zone all by herself. Got no support. Her teammates are changing. Minute 20 on the South Australia power play. Here's an opportunity for short-handed Queensland via Mahoney. Leaves the puck behind South Australia, clearing it back into neutral ice. Katrina Rapchuk firing from distance. Knott hasn't had a lot to do over the last couple of minutes. South Australia on the power play for the next minute. All the way back down, no icing. It's left now for Jamie Goonan. Gets around one, fires all the way down. No icing, saved there by Knott. South Australia coming back to help out their goalie now. Goonan trying to keep it in the zone for Queensland. 35 seconds of the South Australia power play. Queensland short-handed in the slot. Desperation there by Barber. It'll come all the way back down, touched on the way through. It'll come back now for Duffy. Duffy, right-hand side. 15 seconds of the South Australia power play. Shots on have been light in this power play. The puck balloons in the air off the stick of Goonan. Power play just about over. Multana back to 5-on-5 hockey. That Aris there ready to take advantage of the rebound. Perry on the left-hand post. Puck's tied up in the corner. McMahon, the puck needs to continue to move. It does to the referee's satisfaction. Multana in the corner. Puck needs to continue to move. Reinforcements coming in from both teams. South Australia getting the better of it. Natalie Harris got Multana in front. Lots of traffic in the slot from both teams and nailed home by South Australia. Trapolino.
Excellent goal from South Australia. I honestly thought they lost control of that power play during halfway through that piece, but they managed to regather. Their defensemen have been outstanding and controlled a lot of it. Really just being able to regather it from the corner and then bring it around and that pass to the front, and then again we have another player following in to clean up the loose puck.
So 1-0 to South Australia. The ice is fairly evenly slanted. South Australia with the recent pressure. Back now for Watts. Watts firing in, not with the save into skate higher corner. Queensland on the attack. In the corner there for Watts. Back into neutral ice, so Queensland have to retreat. Brophy receives the puck again. Firing across the face of goal. No action required. It was well wide. Kept in the zone there by Watts. Heavy contact there. Queensland. Rapchuk on the slot. Firing. Rebound opportunity. Where's the puck? The puck was free for a brief moment. Little bit of pushy shoving. Not much. Desperation times for South Australia in front of the net there, Simon.
Yeah, lots of sticks messing it up. Didn't quite have control of that in the first initial shot. One thing I've noticed at the start of the match, Queensland had a lot of net front presence, but they don't seem to be doing that at the moment. So I'd like to see more of that. They were certainly dominant when they were doing that.
So we seem to be making some adjustment over at the timekeepers, so we'll get that confirmed when we can. 3:53 remaining. Shots on favouring South Australia 6-5. and that indicates a very tight game. Up and down the ice. It's come in waves. Mahoney will take the face-off for Queensland. Out of the zone. Powell really had to stretch. Here's an opportunity for South Australia. It's Lunn now. Lunn fires just wide. Now out of the zone. It'll come all the way back down for South Australia. Ruffino skating hard. Up against the boards is Powell for Queensland. Back to neutral ice, Goonan. Tapping it off for Brown. Brown backhand shovel. Happy to come off the ice for the end of her shift. New unit coming on. Well kept in the zone by Queensland. Here's Lunn again. Kept in the zone well by Goonan. Finds Brophy. Paddled into the corner there by Knott. South Australia on the attack. Good stick work there by Queensland to break that play down. So early days of the tournament for all the teams so far. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Bettle will take it. Brophy, Trapolino, trying to fire from distance but couldn't on the blue line, and Queensland should be able to work it out. The pass was wide of Watts, and that will come back for icing. Well, it should come back for icing, but didn't.
Watts beat the icing, so excellent play from Queensland.
Oh, there's been a few examples of that in the earlier game as well. Players beating out the icing. Katrina Rapchuk up against the boards. 2:30 remaining in the first period. South Australia 1-0. Entering the South Australian zone. Back for Katrina Rapchuk. Cross-ice pass. It was a nice pass. But they have to come out of the zone. Coming back for Rapchuk. She's busy. Entering the zone. Katrina Rapchuk now needs someone really to drive the net. But South Australia have possession. There's a penalty coming. Tripping the call. Penalty box door will be opening with 1:58 remaining in the period, Simon.
Yes, Laura West going into the box there. Just managed to clip Rapchuk's leg.
So Queensland heading on to the power play. So Mahoney will take the face-off with Rapchuk and Brown on the blue lines. Coming back now for Rapchuk. Far side, trying to reach Brown, but there was some good active stick there from Mulhana to get in the way as the puck goes out of play on the South Australia bench. Some brief captain on captain with Mulhana and Brown competing for the puck there.
Certainly no denying the commitment from both teams there.
So minute 46 in the period, minute 50 of the Queensland power play. Gavin trying to clear the puck for South Australia. Queensland there in numbers. Cleared out by South Australia. Funky bounce off the boards. Worked out well for South Australia in the end. Rapchuk out of the zone. Gavin. Here's Mahoney. Cafe corner. Recommend the chips. Mahoney has somebody in front now. Loses possession. Brown there. Kept in the zone by Rapchuk. Rapchuk cross ice pass. Firing. Out of the slot. Here's an opportunity for the short-handed South Australia. It's Mulhana. Cross-ice pass just off the skates of Nat Aris, and Watts on the recovery and the counter-attack. Watts into the zone against Mulhana. 55 seconds in the period. No icing on the penalty kill. It'll come back now for Queensland. 45 seconds in the period. I don't think Dixon saw the South Australia player coming at speed. It'll come back now for Dixon again, clearing it out, using the glass. Kept in the zone by Trapolino. Cleared out, trying to find Goonan. 25 seconds in the period. And it'll come back for South Australia. Short 2-minute break at the end of this period. Up against the boards, Dixon again. Barber trying to shovel it in. The puck spinning, Lee. And out of play at the South Australia bench with just under 2 seconds remaining. Oh, is it 2 seconds?
Less than 2.
Yeah.
Some excellent forechecking pressure from South Australia, and Queensland are really not being able to get much from this power play, unfortunately.
So neutral zone face-off close to the South Australian bench. Lee will take it. And that will be it for the first period. South Australia 1, lead Queensland 0. If you can go through the goal scorer in a moment, please, Simon.
Yeah, so the single tally went to Madeline Langevin, assisted by Montana and Aris. So
I got the 9 right, but not the number in front of the 9. So very even game so far, Simon. It could go either way. Still half an hour of hockey remaining.
It certainly is a genuine arm wrestle, you know, with the hand going both ways, swinging. So
the ice is evenly slanted.
Yes.
So having a look now at the South Australia bench.
Just a reminder that there is still 3 seconds left on that power play. I'm not too sure if they're going to get much from that, but it will be uneven at the start of the second period.
So now having a look at the Queensland bench.
I think both coaches would be pretty happy with the performance overall.
Oh, absolutely. As I keep on saying, and it's probably going to turn into a drinking game, hi JD, it's a long tournament.
I'm not sure I've heard that from you, Eric, before.
What's that, turning into
a long tournament?
No, I don't think you have, Simon. It's going to be a very enjoyable tournament. 4 tournaments in one over the next 9 days.
So it's very exciting 2 weeks here, pretty much. Well, not quite 2 weeks, but Hunter Ice Skating Stadium managing to squeeze 4 tournaments in that short amount of time. It's incredible. Having participated in a single tournament, I can see how much organisation it takes to just run one level of tournament. So
you just have to look at the volunteer spreadsheet.
Yes.
So many moving parts. You know, we've got so many different teams. Six teams per tournament times 4 tournaments. So West will head back to the penalty box for South Australia for 3 seconds. So not taking up residence for South Australia against Imogen Perry. So 3 seconds of the Queensland power play, probably just enough time to drop the puck and maybe clear the face-off circle. Mahoney will take it against Bettle. Trapolino. Penalty box door opens and South Australia back to full strength. Wide of Perry, no action required. Queensland trying to clear it out of their defensive zone, and they do on the right-hand side. Trapolino. Battling against Mahoney, who loses the stick, manages to pick it up. South Australia now clear their defensive zone. More of a dump in the end, and that will come back for icing.
Yeah, just a little bit too far.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. So Mahoney will take the face-off for Queensland against Bettle. Can't call her a cadet anymore. She's certainly gone on in her career since the A-Dub, early days of rookie season. Mahoney with the puck now. Oh, risky cross-ice pass. South Australia were waiting for that in the slot. But it turned out okay. South Australia in the end. Getting around a couple, entering the zone. Disallowed. Langveen on the post, firing. It just got the body of Mahoney on the way through. Here's Mahoney up against Multhana. Needs some support. Puck goes wide. Goonan comes in on the right-hand side. Goonan fires, and a good shot there from Goonan. Bit of pushy-shovey after the whistle. We'll let the officials sort this one out, but what a shot from Goonan. Queensland had players there waiting on the doorstep as well, Simon.
Which is what I was saying before. They're really dominant when they do have that net front presence.
So South Australia possibly too late on the line change. Queensland are the home team, so they get last change. South Australia clearing it out of the slot. Multhana with it now. Multhana pressured there by Goonan. Multhana and Goonan, the battle continues. Queensland back into neutral ice now. Watts briefly. Trapolino. Ayres. Battling up against Brophy. And it'll come back for South Australia behind their own net. They need to clear it out. They can't. Watts with a close opportunity. And the temperature, Simon, is starting to rise in the building.
Yeah, a little bit of a scuffle there. I got to say, I've been really impressed with both D-lines. They're really active in both teams. Really not afraid to run it forward. And that's what's creating the pressure for both teams.
Lots of players showing the benefit of the national level of hockey that they've played. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. Goonan now fires. Good save there by Knott.
So the shot total is starting to skew a little bit towards Queensland's way. So 10 shots to 5 at the moment. So Queensland just putting a little bit of pressure on Knott, but she seems to be reasonably up to the task.
Watts now. Puck goes wide of the net. Barber attacking Zamboni corner. South Australia trying to clear it out. They've been hemmed down here recently. Queensland happy to keep it in the zone and keep the pressure on. Gavin out of the zone. South Australia can breathe a sigh of relief for the moment. Dixon will come back for Queensland. South Australia taking the opportunity to change and bring a new unit on. Nice side-to-side passing by the Queensland D. Glove down. Good to see some elevation on some of the pucks. Back now for Katrina Rapchuk. Outskated that one. Back now for Dixon. Queensland trying to work it out of their defensive zone. South Australia got one player in the zone at the moment in the form of Harris. Here's a battle up against the boards in Cafe Corner. Reinforcements arrive from both teams. South Australia on the attack. Pass for Gavin. Gavin fires. Made it all the way through to Perry. Couple of opportunities for that puck to go anywhere. Sticks on the way through. Gavin couldn't stretch far enough out of the zone. There's a foot race on. Watts and Gavin. Gavin in good position, but Watts put up a good fight in the chase. Back now for Bedell. Goonan. Friendly fire there between two Queensland players, including Goonan and Watts. Rapchuk happy to smash it in and come off for a change. So Queensland had to retreat as they were offside. Cross ice pass. Only found Breyer in centre ice for Queensland. Lunn looking to clear it out. She does the left-hand side. Finds Gavin, who's got some speed. In the slot, fires. Block it aside there by Perry. Ayres in the corner. Up against Duffy. The puck balloons out of skate high corner. Goonan. Well kept in the zone by South Australia. That Ayres. Multhana fires and scores. 2-0 South Australia.
Definitely thought that Perry had that, but it must have slipped through between the pads there. Again, it's South Australia's D that are setting up the pace and the tempo and controlling the game. They're not afraid to run forward and into the zone.
So 2-0 now to South Australia. The shots on favouring South Australia 11-5. Back to centre ice we go. South Australia straight up the middle. Here's Mahoney. Mahoney entering the zone, spraying it wide. No action required there by Knott. Queensland looking to keep it in the zone on the half wall. Well kept in the zone on the far side. Good shot there from distance. Brown battling in the corner. Funky bounce off the boards. Finds Brown in Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 10 minutes. Battle up against the back wall. South Australia looking to clear it out. Multana has a good opportunity now to clear it out and does so. Tapped on there by Nat Iris. And just called icing. So an attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. Watts will take it. Good win there by Queensland. Kept in the zone by Rapchuck. South Australia clear it out, sending Rapchuck for a skate all the way back down. And that just crosses the line for icing.
It almost looked like it wasn't going to get there. A little bit unlucky for South Australia. They were certainly looking for a change.
So another attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland, looking to regain possession and keep South Australia hemmed down here, which they've done over extended periods. Attacking zone face-off won by Queensland. In the slot, cleared out by Trappino. Ayres clearing it out, trying to find Multana. Only found Watts for Queensland. Nat Ayres. Pinballs around the boards. Onto the Queensland bench. Abby Brown returns the puck. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Oh no, we're going back inside. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland.
Still pressure from Queensland, but fortunately for South Australia, they've been able to change out.
South Australia looking to clear it out. And they do. Here's some speed by Bettle. But in good position is Breyer for Queensland. Getting good position, Perry watchful, and she needed to be on the left-hand post.
A good positioning for Perry. Bettle was looking to stuff that in from around behind.
So new line coming on for Queensland. Brown will take the face off against Bettle. 2-0 South Australia. Puck will eventually leave the face-off circle. Goonan battling against Crafter. McMahon. Cafe corner. South Australia looking to stay down here. Gavin on the blue line. Firing from distance. Goonan clears it out. Funky bounce off the boards. Just avoided the stick of Mahoney. And dumped in. Goonan. Left-hand side. Trying to find Mahoney. The puck balloons into the air, back into neutral ice. Rolls on its end. Safety first by Perry. Still has to play the puck as there was nobody attacking within Cooley for South Australia. Lund battling up against the boards. Good battle there. Tapped away by Perry. And back to Perry. She got rid of it, and as soon as she got rid of it, it was coming back to her.
She realised she had to freeze that puck. There's definitely a lot of pressure on Perry there, but she handled it quite well.
So new line coming on now for Queensland. 8:05 remaining in the second period. Queensland trying to clear it out. Kept in the zone well by South Australia on the left-hand side. In the slot, players were there and managed to clear it out. Rapchuk out of the slot. South Australia on the attack. Ayub trying to get a shot on. Can't. In traffic. Kept in the zone. That'll come all the way back now for Langveen. Centering. Lund there at close range. Cleared out of the slot by Queensland. Another shot on. Good shots from distance. Players falling everywhere. Lund's down.
Again, South Australia just keeping Queensland stuck in their zone. Lots of scrambling. Oh, looks, do we have a penalty?
We do have a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping against Queensland. So South Australia will stay down that end.
It's certainly not what Queensland need or want at this stage, being 2-0 down. The game's still pretty close, but I think the score is probably reflective of how South Australia have been playing.
So they've got good results when they've been able to apply pressure. South Australia back now out of the zone. So a bit of breathing room here for Queensland. Just electing to go all the way back for the moment. Tapped on by Multana. Dixon fired out by Queensland. No icing on the penalty kill. 7 minutes on the big clock. Minute 43 on the small clock for South Australia's power play. Cross-ice pass towards the penalty boxes. Held there by Queensland briefly. Collision. Mahoney and Gavin. Gavin gets the better of that one. Looking to enter the zone. Fires slightly wide. Cafe corner. Walking the blue line. Firing from distance. There were players there. Dixon and Multana competing for their respective teams. No icing again on the penalty kill. And that'll come back now for South Australia as a new Queensland unit comes on. Bettle, right-hand side, entering the zone. Ayres. He's got a couple of players attacking the net, looking for somebody in the slot. Helped out of the slot by Queensland. 50 seconds of the power play remaining for South Australia. Cross-eyes pass for Gavin. Centres, fires Bettle, entering the zone. Has some support via West. Queensland do a good job of clearing it out. They clear it out now via Barber. Here's Brown entering the zone, firing and a save, but she'll have to play on. No, the referee's ruled she held it for long enough. That's risky territory sometimes, Simon, because you can get caught for delay of game in that situation.
Absolutely, it was close. It did appear to be close. So lovely glove save though.
Oh, it was.
Very clean.
So Queensland sorting out their lines. Still short-handed for the next 25 seconds. Mahoney and Lee come on. Attacking zone face-off, short-handed Queensland. South Australia, 20 seconds of their power play remaining at the wrong end briefly. Here's Multana. Multana with it now. Getting forced wide, getting squeezed into the boards. Brophy, there's a penalty coming. Queensland will be down another player. Gavin, extra attacker on now for South Australia. Shooting from distance, touched up by Queensland. And a very brief 1 second, as it turned out, period of 5-on-3 as Brophy heads to the box.
Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive pushing her into the boards there.
Interference, the call. Hang on. 5 minutes for interference? Did I see that right? Or was that... 5 for reckless endangerment. So a 5-minute power play coming up for Queensland. Coming up against Queensland.
Can't say I have ever seen that type of call
And it's lucky that I was able to hear it straight from the referee's mouth. Firing, going wide. So a 5-minute penalty, 5-minute power play coming up for South Australia. As Brophy sits in the box. Paddled wide there by Perry. We'll double check that and all the other results at the intermission break. Gavin, Mahoney trying to clear it out. Queensland short-handed for basically the rest of the period. Across the face of goal, no action required there by Knott. South Australia now. Almost ended up in the Queensland bench. Thought it was heading into the central commentary position for a moment. Mahoney applying the pressure and a good save there by Knott. 4:25 on the big clock. 4:08 remaining on the South Australia power play.
Great run by there by Mahoney. Just following it up. Not had to make that save because of that pressure. It's quite incredible in the short-handed.
So attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. Brown wins it. Back for Dixon. Dixon fires. Cleared out of the slot by South Australia. Rapchuck all the way back down. It'll come for South Australia trying to clear it out. Opportunities on the left-hand side just to clear it out using the boards. But Brown was there for Queensland. Leaves the puck behind. Finds West. West up against Watts. West gets a better one of that one. Clearing it out. Under 4 minutes of the period remaining. South Australia on a extended 5-minute major. Trappiano battling up against the boards. Lund. Here's an opportunity to leave the zone, and they do via West. Queensland happy to dump it in. No icing on the penalty kill. Queensland, Simon, will be happy with the way that their penalty killing's going.
Yeah, South Australia really struggling to get anything going in this phase. Compare that to just the previous one where they were firing it in from the blue line. So
sometimes a penalty can actually be a disadvantage depending on the penalty killers and the situation. Back now for Katrina Rapchuck. Pinballs via the back wall. Using the boards, Queensland getting out of their defensive zone. 3 minutes remaining in the period. 2:45 remaining in the South Australia power play. Aris working it behind her own net. Back now for Multana. Multana now, left-hand side, entering the zone, centering. She found Aris but couldn't control the pass. Kept in the zone. Gavin firing from distance. Still 2:20 remaining on the South Australia power play. And a good save there by Perry on the right post.
South Australia regaining some of that composure on that penalty kill. Good offensive zone pressure.
So 2:32 on the big clock, 2:15 on the small clock for South Australia's power play. Bedell will take the attacking zone face-off. And the player, if South Australia do score, the player doesn't come back. Off the stick of Rapchuck on the way through, was wide. Gavin's been busy. Cleared out by Queensland. Safety first there by Knott. And she'll wait for the player to come back. Here comes South Australia, right-hand side. Sorry, left-hand side. Back now, Lee centre ice. Lee and Bedell. South Australia on the attack. Shot goes wide from Harris. Lund battle up against the boards.
Good defense. Good defensive play from Dixon there, just to stop that second shot.
So Queensland clearing it out and coming off for a change. Minute 40 remaining in the period. South Australia trying to clear it out. Here's Mahoney. Mahoney did enough to break up that play. Aris firing it in, wide of Perry. Here's Goonan. Kept in the zone, Gavin fires, saved there by Perry with a minute 19 remaining in the period and a minute 2 of the South Australia power play. attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. Queensland will be very happy with this penalty kill. They just need to kill it for another minute. Here comes Mahoney. And they go offside, so they have to come back, Queensland. It was good defensive work there by South Australia. Ayres now entering the zone. Trying to get around one, but couldn't get around Goonan. Back to neutral ice, a cross ice pass. Fired in from distance, shot goes wide. South Australia line change. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Safety first here by Knott. Deflecting it away. Zamboni corner. Here's a turnover. Here's Watts. Watts fires, bar down, but it's been ruled no goal. It's been ruled no goal. They're celebrating. Queensland are celebrating. It was ruled no goal on the ice. And I can't say anything changing that call. Here comes the replay. The referees are conferring. Looked okay to the naked eye. This will show a net cam.
Well, it's quick. It's hard to tell from that angle.
So nothing we can see in arena can change the decision of the officials.
Yep. That's 2 goals where I would really like to look at that first one that got waved off.
So here we go. So this is net cam as we're watching live action. The attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. 31 seconds remaining in the period. 14 seconds remaining of the power play. That would have been a great goal for Queensland had it have been allowed under the situation. South Australia entering the zone. Firing and a good save there by Perry.
Yeah, excellent effort from Watts, really, to cause that initial fumble from the South Australian defence. So, and then to follow it up and just shoot straight from the front between the hash marks.
So the Queensland bench trying to get the attention of their captain. Okay, Abby, it's time for your boat to come in. Sort of reminds me of you're on a lake and you got a hire boat and they're yelling at you because you know you're out of time for your hire. You got to come in now. So 14 seconds remaining in the period. The power play is over and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as we end the first period. Queensland, great penalty kill for the extended 5-minute penalty. And that, Simon, is the end of the period. There's been lots of talking points. A disallowed goal back there to Queensland, but a 2-0 result so far for South Australia.
Not to mention the 5-minute penalty as well. So it's all happening here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium.
So we'll just get you to recap that major penalty and also the goal scorer in that second period.
So again, the single tally, officially single tally was to Caitlin Maltner, assisted by Ayres and Ruffino. Again, excellent work from South Australia. Second period, Samantha Brophy called for it's listed as interference on the official scoreboard, but we distinctly heard the refs say
reckless endangerment there's probably not a drop. I don't know how it works with live scoring, but there may not be a drop down box for that.
Yep.
But we know that we're about to have a Zamboni break. Eric Brook and Simon Ginting's with you. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the resumption of play. South Australia 2, Queensland 0, Boxall game 2. Back soon. Welcome back to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium on a Wobbical land. Eric Brook and Simon Gintings with you. Game 2 of Boxall this morning. South Australia are leading Queensland 2-0. Simon, how are you seeing the action?
Oh, definitely South Australia starting to take charge of this game, and I guess the 5-minute penalty certainly didn't help Queensland's case. And the tally on the board doesn't help either, with South Australia scoring two beautiful goals. Queensland thinking that they'd had scored a goal to try and tie it up, but it appeared to not go in, so got called off.
So 15 minutes on the clock. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey after that 5-minute major penalty against Queensland, and Queensland did a really good job to kill that penalty.
Absolutely. I mean, they had to. I think if South Australia had managed to score during that 5-minute period, it would certainly probably sway the momentum completely South Australia's way.
So there's the South Australian bench. So Imogen Perry and Amelia not coming back onto the ice for their respective teams in net. So all is in readiness. Third period action. Boxall game 2, and we're underway. South Australia clearing it out via their right-hand side. Just happy to dump it in. Katrina Rapchuk with the puck for Queensland. Was under some great pressure. Looking for an arm in the air. Is there one? Play continues. Queensland with the puck via Dixon. Bit of a hospital pass for Abby Brown as she receives it from Mulhana almost at the same time. Centering, Queensland trying to clear it out of the slot. Good work there by Dixon. Kept in the zone by South Australia. Firing, deflected into the glass by Perry. Rapchuk with it, clearing it out. Zamboni corner. Back into neutral ice we go, Trapolino. New unit coming on for Queensland. Barber straight into the action. Here's Mahoney. Mahoney with it. It's got Dixon for company. Mahoney trying to squeeze through a gap. Mahoney with the backhanded shovel, but a good save there by Knott.
Lovely backhand there, trying to catch Knott off guard, but Knott again right in that perfect position.
So attacking his own face-off coming up for Queensland. Watts will take it. Now the mountain, Simon, is not insurmountable for Queensland. Here's Goonan. Goonan left-hand side, thought about a shot, finds Brophy. Skate higher corner. South Australia trying to clear it out, clear it out their right-hand side. Watts with the puck now. Watts getting around one, promoting the puck. Forcing it wide. Goes wide of not cleared out of danger by South Australia. Kept in the zone by Goonan on the blue line. Brophy trying to fire but couldn't. Here's Watts in some traffic. Brophy high and wide. Gavine looking to clear it out. Clears it out. Passes all the lines. Passes Duffy. Brophy, some soccer skills. Flung into the zone by South Australia, but they're offside. Goonan now. Just out of the zone and dumped back in by South Australia. Feels like to me that Goonan's been there for the entire period so far in defence for Queensland. Back into neutral ice we go. South Australia with it. Perry just watches it over the line. Back now for Goonan. People to the left, people to the right. Trapolino fires. Got the stick of Goonan on the way through, who deflected it towards the door of doom. Goonan again. Kept in the zone by South Australia. Around one. Circles. Fires a shot. Good tap-in attempt in front by Bettle, and it wasn't off by a march. Perry had some work to do. Left-hand side now for Queensland. Here's Watts. Watts gets sent wide. Watts coming in, but the gap closed. And Watts had nowhere to go. Back now for Katrina Rapchuk. Off the skates of West. And that'll come back to neutral ice. Jamie Goonan finally gets a rest. And it'll come back now. Brown attacking the puck for Queensland in the corner. At skate high. Rapchuck fires. Got a skate on the way through from South Australia. Anything can happen when you get a shot on, and there's so much traffic in front from either team. Rapchuck, left-hand side. Brown. Ayres clears it out into centre ice. Good work there by Dixon. Backhanded shovel back into the zone, giving a team a chance to change should they need to. 11 minutes remaining in the third period. No addition to the Zamboni break score, 2-0 to South Australia as they try and clear it out their right-hand side. Brown has something to say about that. Back now for Katrina Rapchuck, left-hand side under pressure, out of play, right underneath the central commentary position.
Excellent sequence from Queensland. Notice sending it from the blue line. Body's in the way, and it almost went in. It was an awkward deflection off a skate and then a body. Sometimes those random shots can surprise.
And so that's why it's important to have people in front of the net. Doesn't matter if you're defence or forward. Neutral zone face-off closest to the Queensland bench. Gavin off the skates, now McMahon. McMahon battling Gavin, coming back with the distinctive white shaft of the stick. Puck balloons behind the not net for South Australia. Battling there, Mahoney against Lunn. Centering, trying to find Brown. Wasn't that far off it, by the way, Brown. Here's Harris. Harris coming back, but Goonan in good position. Gets there first for Queensland. Reinforcements arriving from South Australia. Kept in the zone by Gavin. Wide. Here's Goonan. Goonan trying to find Barber. Dribbles through to Knott. Queensland is still on the attack as Brophy looks towards the drive towards the net. Mahoney with it, in some traffic, goes slightly wide. South Australia, turnover, Cafe corner. Harris, back now for Queensland. In front. They need somebody in front of the net. South Australia are there in numbers and can clear it out of the slot, and they do via Lunn. And that will go all the way back down, and that Simon will come back for icing.
Yeah, unfortunate for South Australia. They were looking for a change too. Harris was looking very tired and was keen for a change, but hence probably why she wasn't able to chase it down.
So attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. It's a big thing to play basically 30 minutes with a very short break in between.
Yeah, we don't see that with the AI boys, do we?
Oh, even with the A-dub now. It used to be a thing in the A-dub when I was first involved, but now 3 20-minute periods and ice cut after every period. Back now for Queensland, firing in from distance. Brophy was in front with a good tap-in opportunity in front. Good save there by Knott. Mahoney, Brown and McMahon coming in for the next shift for Queensland. Mahoney glides to the face-off dot. Puck eventually leaves the circle. Mulhana. Katrina Rapchuck in good position. 2-on-1 there. Rapchuck squeezes through a few gaps. Rapchuck walks in, fires. Good save there by Knott on the post. South Australia looking to clear it out. Straight up the middle off the stick of Rapchuck on the way through, which wipes out the icing. Nat Ayres in good position. Battling up against Dixon. Dixon recovering, clearing it out. Going all the way back down. Mahoney might be able to wipe out the icing here. And she's done a great job. And then it was stuck on the backboards. Firing from distance. Mahoney there looking for the tap in. It was a good shot from distance. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland.
Yes, good little chase to negate the icing there. And good follow-up from Mahoney. Almost got the dirty tap in.
I've been saying for years she's got wheels. Back now for Brown, trying to fire it in. Another good save by Knott. Can pressure convert to goal, Simon? Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. South Australia clear it out of the zone. Dixon now. Here's a foot race. Mulhana against Dixon. The Queensland player lost their stick in the form of Dixon. It was a good foot race. Back into neutral ice. Here's Mahoney again. Mahoney gets held off at the pass though. Mulhana just happy to whack it in and come off for a change. Zamboni corner. McMahon. Here's an opportunity now for Rapchuk of the Katrina variety. And we have a whistle. Out of play near the central commentary position. So Lee will take the face off against Bedell. Good work there by Lee, promoting it into the zone. Getting forced wide, South Australia entering the zone. Getting forced wide. Good work again by Gavin. Crafter looking to a great pass from Crafter, but there was nobody there in the slot for South Australia. Gavin was probably the closest. Centering pass from Breyer. Back into neutral ice. And it's left now for Duffy. Duffy fans on an opportunity for South Australia. There was good work there by Goonan getting in the way of that one. Lee, possible stick hold there. Play continues, centering. Queensland players in the slot via Goonan. Coming back now for Breyer. Breyer behind their own net. Clears it out. Almost kept in the zone by Gavin by South Australia. That'll come all the way back down to the South Australian blue line. South Australia entering the zone now. Getting forced wide there by Duffy. Watts right-hand side. Finds Gavin, who's been busy up against Brophy. Brophy against Gavin. Puck near the penalty box. Here's Gavin now entering the zone, but the puck just ran on her a bit. Now cleared out by Watts. Line change for Queensland. Not many whistles. Lund now for South Australia. Lund fires, good save there and cleaned up by the D of Queensland. And that'll come back now for South Australia. Lots of backwards and forwards activity. Back now for Watts briefly. Centering. Firing and a good save. Mulhana was coming through. It was a good initial shot from South Australia by Trapanino.
Both D-lines really trying to take control of this game. They've been really impressive. We've got Goonan, who seems to be everywhere and on the ice all the time. We've got Rapchuk, we've got Gavin and Halub. Really all working hard.
Attacking zone face-off for South Australia. Just managed to keep it in the zone. Firing from distance, deflected by Perry. Back for Mulhana. Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 6 minutes. Whacked back in by Trapolino. Mulhana. Aris. Up against Brown. Good opportunity here for Bettle. Aris in front of the net. Backhanded, trying to find somebody in red. Couldn't. Big battle there against Mulhana and Brown. Captain on captain, centering. Cleared out of the slot briefly by Queensland. Here's Mulhana. Goal to a name already. Slightly wide. Should be able to clear it out now. McMahon uses the backdoor escape route. Finds Mahoney. Here's Mahoney. Nice pass intended for Brown, but it just found somebody in red. Great defensive pressure there by Queensland, including Brown and Dixon. Rapchuk. 5:10 remaining. Queensland, they're trying to climb the mountain, but they haven't found the first lookout. Back now for Brown. West briefly. Mahoney tapping on for Rapchuk. Rapchuk now. Right-hand side. It's got Mahoney for some support. Doesn't need it. Finds Mahoney. Cafe corner. Trying to find Rapchuk, but couldn't. Comebacks now for Brophy. South Australia looking to clear it out. South Australia definitely in the box seat with 4.5 to go. Kept in the Queensland attacking zone. Watchful. Here's an opportunity for South Australia down their left-hand side. Just dumped in there by West as she'll come off for a change. Queensland, Powell. Kept in the zone well by Bettle, who fires deflected off Goonan on the way through. Crafted with the follow-up attempt, and the net's off its moorings.
Excellent pressure from South Australia, just keeping that in and really putting the squeeze on Queensland there.
So partial line change for South Australia. Harris coming on. Attacking zone face-off coming up for South Australia. 4:10 remaining. They're up by 2 goals. In the slot, it comes through for Perry, who holds and saves.
Perry seeing a lot of work there.
Shots on, favouring South Australia 22-12. Queensland try and clear it out of the slot. Gavin, Barber, clearing it out for Queensland, trying to find Brophy. Here's an opportunity for Brophy. Brophy fires, follow-up opportunity, and Queensland have started to climb the mountain.
Certainly happy about that. It's just that follow-up. We'll see that on the replay coming up. A little bit of a mishandle from Gavin, unfortunately, and Queensland were able to run on it. Shoots for the rebound and then cleans up. Always got to have that second player following in. That's what's going to generate your chances.
Great finishing there by Georgia Watts, has had a fantastic game for Queensland. And now they found the first lookout, Queensland. Can they find the second? They've got 3:54 to find the summit. Back now, Mahoney. Mahoney now right-hand side. Gets past Multana. Gets around a second. Squeezes through the slot. Kept in the zone by Rapchuk. Back now for Mahoney briefly. Brown with the centering shot. South Australia now through Ayres. Back to centre ice. Multana. Rapchuk. Flung in by Trapolino. It'll come back now for Rapchuk. It's got Mahoney for company and Brown on the right-hand side. Tries to find Watts, but the pass was slightly wide. Using the right-hand side. South Australia in their defensive zone briefly, back towards neutral ice. It'll come back down for Rapchuk. He's been busy. Rapchuk behind her own net. Has got Watts on the left-hand side. Finds Watts now. Watts trying to get around Crafter. Not easy, out of the zone. Helped back into the zone by Crafter. Here's West now. West fires. And that was high. Kept in the zone briefly by South Australia. With 2:40 remaining. Contact up against the board through the penalty boxes. Crafter. The pass was way too hot for Crafter. And that will come back now for Watts. Cross ice pass. Back for Rapchuk's got Mahoney in the centre. Here's Mahoney now. Mahoney, right-hand side, trying to squeeze through one. The South Australian defence come up. Secondary attempt, driving the net was Dixon. In front, Brophy, the puck balloons. Almost needed clearance from air traffic control. Not stuck the glove out, not knowing where it was going to land. Battle in the corner, near skate higher corner. The puck just needs to continue to move, and it has in the favour of South Australia. 2 minutes remaining. South Australia up by a goal. Here's Multana. Multana coming in up against Dixon. Multana up against Dixon. Dixon recovering. Dixon putting up a good fight, but it's eating valuable seconds. Up against the boards. Reinforcements arriving from both teams. Ayres across the face of goal. Cleared out by Queensland. Kept in the zone by Gavin. Off the skates and cleared out of the slot back to neutral ice with 1:28 remaining. South Australia up by a goal. Rapchuk back now for Lee. Here's Rapchuk crossing all the lines, entering the zones, firing high and wide, chases her own rebound. Up against the boards, Brown. Heavy contact. South Australia just need to clear it out. and they do. I don't think they'll care about the icing at this point. Icing waved off. South Australia did enough via Bettle to wipe out the icing. Trying to find West in front but couldn't. Opportunity for Queensland. They need to climb the mountain now. Here's Mahoney. Game on the stick. Mahoney! Wowee! Courtney Mahoney has livened up the Queensland bench. With 44 seconds to go, we're all tired. Lights and sirens on. Courtney Mahoney, wowee.
Incredible sequence. I honestly thought that Queensland weren't going to get there, and certainly when South Australia were able to negate the icing, I thought they were done. But unfortunately, that pulled 2 South Australian players deep.
Timeout Queensland.
Deep, and allowed Queensland to regather.
Okay, Simon, put your coach's hat on. So we'll have a look at the Queensland bench. Wow, they've come back. They were 2-0 down. Now it's 2-2 with 44 seconds remaining. Simon, what are you doing if you're Queensland?
Well, you obviously want to get shots on goal. I mean, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. You want to control the puck as much as possible. And I'm guessing that South Australia would be probably thinking the same thing. It's elementary hockey.
So now it's very important. Just get your top lines on. So have a look at the South Australia bench. South Australia had a 2-0 lead. Now it's 2-2. They've got 44 seconds remaining.
It's really that balance of being offensive hockey, but also you've got to balance it out with that defensive side, because you don't want to push too hard. Otherwise, you expose yourself for a counter-attack.
So South Australia shots on goal favouring them 22-13. Both benches are calm. It's a long tournament. But this has been a very close game. The ice evenly slanted. At some stages it slants towards South Australia. Some stages it slants towards Queensland. Have Queensland got the momentum with the 2 most recent goals? So here we go, centre ice. Heavy contact up against the boards. Mulhana, and the puck's frozen up against the bench. So we'll wait and see if there's going to be anything as a result of that. We'll just come for a neutral zone face-off closest to the South Australia bench.
Yeah, South Australia needed to be a little bit careful there. They could have skewed the game towards Queensland's way with the power play.
So Queensland looking to go on the attack, but South Australia are there in defence. 20 seconds remaining. South Australia looking to clear it out. Great forechecking by Abby Brown. Centering, kept in the zone by Rapchuk. Rapchuk fires. Brown slightly wide. Desperation. 7 seconds. South Australia look to clear it out. Game on the stick now. Misfires. Centre ice. Off the skates and offside. Time has expired. And we're going for some bonus hockey, Simon. Who was the goal scorers in that third period?
So we had Georgia Watts scoring the first goal for Queensland, assisted by Samantha Brophy, and I'm just waiting for the page to load up for the second goal. And then Courtney Mahoney, unassisted.
Oh, this brings back A-Dub memories to the max. So looking at the Adelaide bench, lots of experience up and down each of these benches, but this has really made it interesting with the 2 goals for Queensland to recover and to tie the game.
I mean, this really is what you want at this level, you know, a nice, tight, even game. I mean, obviously, as a fan of one side, you want to be dominant, but as a fan of hockey, you want a nice, tight hockey.
Okay, so Knott is returning to the net. So we're going to a shootout, straight to a shootout. Queensland shooting first. So straight to a shootout. So I wonder who you'd favour in a shootout, Simon.
I mean, both teams have some lovely stick handlers. So
Katrina Rapchuk will be first to fire for Queensland. Up against Knott. So we're going to bonus hockey in the form of a shootout. Here comes Rapchuk going towards the right-hand side, not trying to cut down the angle. Rapchuk deeks, doesn't put a shot on in the end.
Nice aggressive play by Knott to come out so far out of the goals, and then just have a little sneaky little poke check with the stick.
So Perry between the pipes for Queensland. Look, waiting. Hayub is the shooter for South Australia.
I think no surprises that both have elected 2D to play first.
So Hayub goes straight down the middle. Forehand, backhand, shoots and high and wide. So after the first round of the shootout, one cross against each team. Georgia Watts coming up now for Queensland. Up against Knott. Yep. Back now for Watts. Watts going to the right-hand side. Changing the angle. Forcing it high. And another save. And another cross. So far, Queensland haven't found the net in the shootout, and Bettle now will be coming up for South Australia.
Again, not so aggressive in her positioning, really way out of the goals.
So Bettle aiming towards the centre again. Forehand, backhand. Doesn't really get a shot on, it goes wide, and neither team has scored after 2 rounds of the shootout. Courtney Mahoney now. She got Queensland to this position. Can she nail the tick? Mahoney now. Forehand, backhand, not coming out of a crease again. Mahoney slightly wide, had a little bit of net to look at, was just wide. Queensland still haven't hit the back of the net after their 3rd round. Nat Ayres now coming up against Imogen Perry.
I think that was the play to make against Knott with her aggressive positioning. So it just opens up that space. If you can get around her, she's going to have an open goal, but a bit unlucky to go wide.
Here's Ayres going wide to the left-hand side, firing high and wide again. No action required by Perry. And we continue. Abby Brown now coming on for Queensland. The 4th round. Back. So here's Brown now with the game on a stick. The Queensland captain walks in, and that's probably the best save that Knott's needed to make in the shootout so far. Brown. So we are continuing. One captain fires, now the next captain. Caitlin Mulhana for the South Australians up against Perry with the game on the stick. Straight up the middle. Mulhana walks in, fires, and again, no result.
Just a little bit too high on that shot, unfortunately. Good positioning from Perry as well.
Amanda Dixon coming in now. So Dixon now with the game on the stick for Queensland. Dixon going more towards the left-hand side, not coming well and truly out of the crease. Slowing down, Dixon fires, and straight into the body there of Knott.
Again, just that's that trying to dig around her, and just that effective push off that leg to block off that shot.
So Jamie Lunn now coming in for South Australia. The nets have remained dry. Lund now comes in. They seem to be favouring the centre alley. Lund comes in. Good save there. Great save by Perry. Soma.
Excellent save from Perry. Really good positioning.
So the referee telling both benches now that they can go for any shooter. So hypothetically, you could just go with the same shooter the entire time. Nat Iris coming on now for South Australia. So Nat Iris elects to go towards the left-hand side. Perry coming out of a crease and doesn't make the shot.
Just mishandled it. Could see what she was going for. That she was going to cut across, but just mishandled the puck.
Is it time for somebody to try a slap shot or something like that? Not necessarily try and out-deke the other goalie.
We did see one shot that was a direct wrister, but yeah.
Courtney Mahoney now going towards the left. Mahoney fires and a save there by Knott, who's done really well at cutting out the angle.
Again, well out of the paint. High risk, but really seems to be really effective.
Hoube now coming in for South Australia. What a shootout this has been. Ayub comes in, fires, and well and truly wide. No action required there by Perry. Katrina Rapchuk now coming out for Queensland. This has been a shootout for the ages, Simon.
Yes. It's a big mental game for both goalies.
Katrina Rapchuk, look how focused she is. She comes in, going towards the right-hand side. Knott comes out to narrow the angle. Rapchuk. Knott was waiting there for her, and the result's the same. Perry goes back towards her net for Queensland. Multana coming out again for South Australia. They can use any skater at this point. Here's Multana going towards the middle. Multana fires, and Perry followed her from Perry's right towards Perry's right-hand side. Called into action on that occasion. And Courtney Mahoney again firing against Knott. I wonder if it's just a case of you just stick with the same shooter.
Yeah.
If TJ Oshie can do it for America, somebody can do it for one of these teams. Here's Mahoney now. Mahoney going straight up the middle. Mahoney goes high, and Mahoney scores. And that should be it.
No, I believe, does Perry have to make this? Oh, no.
No, because equal number of shots, so we're all good.
Yeah.
So Courtney Mahoney with 44 seconds remaining in regulation. She tied it. She climbed the mountain, and now she's put the flag at the top of the mountain for Queensland.
Incredible comeback for Queensland. As I said, high-risk play from Knott being that far positioned, and that was the perfect play, just to push her wide and have that open net.
So South Australia, what a game they've put in, a 2-0 lead. What a game from Queensland, what a game all round. Courtney Mahoney making the difference, took them to shootout, won the shootout, and Queensland with the 3-2 result.
An excellent game of hockey, and South Australia should be proud of their efforts because they really, really worked hard, and a little bit unlucky to concede that last-minute goal to even it up, and again a bit unlucky not to score during the shootout, but. Definitely excellent effort from both teams.
So handshakes all around. Thank you very much for your company. We'll be returning shortly with our next game into 3. On behalf of Eric Brooks, Simon Gintings and the entire Thought Fox Media crew, stick taps all round for the Queenslanders. They win this one in a shootout 3-2 against South Australia. See you soon for the next game. Bye for now.